Hey, I'm Dr. Patten. I'm going to be your instructor for speech science, SHS 375. Um, let's talk about me really quickly. So, I was born in Mesa, which is a city in Arizona. If you live here, you probably know about it. Otherwise, not really a reason to know about it. Nothing really notable has ever happened there. There's a cool music store, and that's pretty much it. That's a great library too. I graduated from Hamilton, which is in a different city in Arizona named Chandler. Also, not a lot going on there. Um, I got all three of my degrees from ASU. My PhD I got in cognitive science, where I specialized in sensation and perception, and specifically auditory and visual perception. And that's where the link between my area and speech and hearing comes in, is that auditory component. I'm also a runner. This is from one of those obstacle course runs me and some friends went on a few years ago. It was awesome. It was really cool. The water was really cold. They had a place for you to clean off, but it was like it was November, and that was the worst part of the whole thing. Was was rinsing off. So cold. Anyway, uh, before I got into graduate school, I worked at the campus radio station. This is me, um, where I was the production director of the campus radio station, which does all of the sound imaging, basically, and also like directing people to do voiceover stuff. This person didn't want to have their picture taken. That's pretty funny. And then also, I like that you can really tell sports, news, and music. Just pretty obvious. Before that, I was an actor. Um, I have not been in anything you've seen, but I've been in some good stuff. It just wasn't. It just wasn't popular. I also did sound for movies back then, so everything's really just been kind of like sound the entire time. I'm also a musician, so it's still sound. Um, all right, so we'll talk about some research that I've done. Most of these studies are, I mean, these are the three, I think, probably the most recent things I've done. There's some other stuff that's more recent than that's okay. Um, One that makes most sense for this class is this right here, talking about the talking drum. This right here is a talking drum, a dun dun talking drum. It's different than most normal drums because instead of just like dunk, 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 you can actually get it to go boom, 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 boom by tensing up the little strings that you can see underneath that guy's arm. So if you tense them up, it creates a higher pitched sound. What's cool about it is it can actually mimic uh, the Nigerian, well, not Nigerian speech, specifically Yoruba speech. Yoruba is a tonal language. So one of the tonal languages that everybody knows about is Mandarin. It's not tonal in the same way that Mandarin is, though. Yoruba is a totally different type of tonal language. But essentially, um, people can hear things played on this drum, and based on the cadence, if there's enough information, so like it's a long enough sentence, they can understand what the drum is saying. It's better if you have experience with the drum, but you don't have to have experience with the drum to understand it. It's because it mimics the speech patterns so well that you can actually understand what it is. So what we did with our research was we wanted to see how well. So we measured little micro timing and fundamental frequency in speech and also in the drum. And we match those up. They correlate actually really well. And also, the drum does some really cool stuff that we'll talk about towards the end of this class, where frequency and intensity are confused for the drum, just like they are for human perception occasionally. Again, we'll talk about that at the very end of class. It's a really cool thing about speech perception that I've also done work on. But this was a pretty fun project. We got to work with a bunch of musicians actually from Nigeria, so that was really cool. Let's talk about the schedule of our class. We got 5 exams, 4 and a final. The lowest one is dropped, so that's great. They're broken into multiple choice questions and hand calculations for this class. Multiple choice is your typical multiple choice exam, but the hand calculations, I'm just going to give you some things to calculate with your by hand and a calculator. And you'll just have to turn in and show your work, and that's it. There's a lot of math for this class, but it's easy math. Don't worry about it. I'm going to teach you how to do it. There's plenty of practice and step-by-step instructions. It's not anything that you have to worry about, but it is there. So, but you'll do it. You'll be fine. Even if you think you're not good at math, you're better than you think you are, and you'll do fine. There are also 8 quizzes. You'll get 2 attempts for each of these quizzes. The first time, treat it like a test and go through and don't use any notes or anything. Just see what you know. And once you know what you are not getting right, then break out the notes. Make sure that you get full points on that second quiz. There's also 6 homeworks. These are assignments that you're going to complete using Audacity Pratt and Wave Surfer. Why doesn't it say Wave Surfer there? What the heck's wrong with me? Audacity Pratt and Wave Surfer. To actually look at voice signals or record your own voice signal and learn things from it. It's going to go through a list of things that you'll learn from it, but you don't even know what they are yet. It's fine. But you learn how to get like voice reports and look for pathologies using Audacity Pratt and Wave Surfer. Okay, next. Exams. Yes, that's right. We should talk about how exams are going to go. So there was a unfortunate issue with cheating in a previous class. We've had to change and get a little bit more strict with how some of our exams are being done. It's closed note. That's not different. That's for the multiple choice part, closed note. For the hand calculations, you can have a list of formulas with you. You could have other notes too, but they're not really going to help because it's just hand calculation. Have your formula though, for sure, definitely. You get 90 minutes. Again, that's for the multiple choice portion. The hand calculations, I'm not really going to, well, they're timed, but you get like a separate 90 minutes to do those, which is enough. There's not a ton of them. I shouldn't say they're not timed. It's like you get 90 minutes for one, you get 90 minutes for the other. You have to use Respondus Lockdown Browser and Monitor, which that's not different either. That's always been the way that I do my tests. So you have to download Respondus, but I'll have a link to that here in Canvas. And you also have to have a webcam. It doesn't have to be good. Any webcam will work, and a nice quiet place to take your exam. One of the biggest things that's different is that you can't go back to answer a question. Everything has to be answered and for you to move forward. So don't leave anything blank, but I'll remind you that before you start your first exam. Here's some programs you're going to need. You can download these now, or you can download them when you need them. Whatever. I've got links to these in Canvas, but you can also go download them now. Pratt is one. It's actually called Pratt because it's like Dutch or something, but I'm just going to call it Pratt. It's an excellent program. It looks not user friendly, but it is. Like, it looks complicated. It's not. It's just a couple of things you'll click on, and you'll get exactly what you want. Audacity looks super slick, and it is. It's also very user friendly. And then we'll use Wave Surfer as well. I have to find a good download for Wave Surfer because it's hosted in kind of a weird place. You'll also need any calculator. I like this one. It's really old. It's not my graphing calculator. That one needs a new battery. That's the bummer about the TI-83 graphing calculator is that it relies on a battery. Like I pulled it out, I was totally dead, and I was like heartbroken because I've got like a game on there that I forgot about that I'd like to play. If you didn't know that you could put games on a TI-83 graphing calculator, and this is news to you, send me an email. We'll talk about it. I'll tell you where you can get some real choice stuff. But anyway, any calculator will do. You could use the calculator on your phone if you want, because again, you won't use Respondus for the hand calculations. The internet is not really going to help you because it's new questions each time, and you have to write down your, you have to show all your work. So, you can use your phone because really it's only going to be useful as a calculator, so that's fine. But if you have another calculator, that's also good. I like it's old school, but I enjoy a button on a calculator. Hey, there's extra credit in this class. There's probably going to be 3 research studies that you can participate in. If there's less than 3, I'll give you a different kind of extra credit thing to do, but you'll get 3 points for each research study or other extra credit opportunity. Sales is a great place to go. It used to be called the Disability Resource Center. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. But if you feel like you have any sort of accommodation that you could use, something that's slowing you down or causing you problems, talk to sales. I had a student who went through sales one time. Turned out he had dyslexia for his entire life and was only diagnosed at like 23. So it totally turned around everything, like his entire college career. And that could be the same for you too. There's a lot of things people don't think about seeing sales for, things like dyslexia, test anxiety, and auditory processing disorder, and others. And it doesn't hurt to see, because if you don't qualify, nobody knows. I don't know, your friends, your family, they're not told. And if you do qualify, it absolutely could change your entire college career and potentially your future careers as well. So check them out. Just sorry, I'm getting over valley fever, and so that happens from time to time. If you want to know more about sales, just put sales into the search at asu.edu and make an appointment. If you're here in Arizona, you can go in person, or you can make digital appointments too. This is a class that welcomes diversity. I come from a diverse background. I'm on the Justice, Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion Council, as well as the Health Policy Equity Network. I believe in equitable treatment for everyone. There's not a lot of diverse topics in this class because it's really just acoustics. But if you have a concern or a question about anything diversity related, feel free to email me. I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. Okay. Well, I'll see you in our discussion. Is it favorite movie? I think it might be favorite movie. I'm less sure about this one. Well, whatever it is, I'll see you in there, and we'll discuss it. Is it favorite movie? Shoot. I think it's favorite movie. I don't know. I guess we'll find out. You probably already know. Okay. right. Well, I'll see you in that discussion, and I'll see you throughout the rest of the class.